what's wrong with this image? I don't know. Anyway, next to the next character. The next character is another OC. And I actually made this character in the pony creator. Berry Cookie. I might as well stay on this image while I read the bio because, like, it's perfect. Okay. When Berry Cookie was just a filly, she wasn't really the meanest pony, but she was rather rude. One day, she went too far by punching one of her classmates for tripping and spilling their lunch on her. At that point, she got her cutie mark, a poison apple, as you can see on the image, and was rather confused by it, but hypothesized that it meant that her destiny was to be evil. That's pretty much it. Since then, she was on the Toon World's Most Wanted list and was banished to the Nether. Berry Cookie is really good at tricking shows into thinking she's a good guy, even if her poison apple cutie mark makes the contrary obvious. She gets around this by wearing a cloak to cover up her cutie mark in public. He's a really big jerk and a terrible criminal. She's also quite clever, using her intellect to plan and everything out, but even then, her plans still end in disaster, because she's a villain and villains never win. Deep down, Berry Cookie feels guilty for everything she's done, but keeps it up due to it being her destiny. TLDR, Berry Cookie became evil because of her butt tattoo. Here's me. It obviously doesn't look as good as the version I have on Miitopia, which I used, who's an existing My Little Pony he character or the base to make. In fact, here's the Berry Cookie me that was made using the magic of Miitopian makeup. Way better, clearly. It's too bad that the worst version of the me will have to be used on the Tomodachi life file, because makeup didn't exist at that point. Next one is Carbon from Book of Mario. Now, warning before I read his bio, I planned out the whole bio and then Google translated it. So, here it is. For PETA, show your subscription to Carbon. Carbon's father was bitten by a dragon, and he was angry because he wanted his father to work. So he met Mario, who killed the dragon, and teamed up with Carbon to conquer the thousands of buildings. This is... And that's the end of the sentence. Carbon is loyal and ready for any challenge, especially if there is a father on the other side. Wherever he goes, he often thinks of his father, which is what Mario did to the dragon. Because, as it is part of the Book of Mario universe, that's Google Translate, which is why his colleague Koops is not ashamed. Carbon can fight bad guys and daddies, so watch out for that crap if you're still a kid. Carbon is still there as far as the Tomodachi River. Yeah, this is a funny bio to write down. Anyway, here's our me of him. I had to make this one on my own because even though there are Koopa Troopa me's, nobody occurred to do Koops, and you can't edit me's you receive from QR code anyway. Now, this next one is actually a very interesting one. Night Ninja from PJ Masks. He actually has a lot of lore behind him. I'll tell you right now in the bio. And the lore is that he actually used to be a trainee of Sensei Wu. Here, let me read the bio. When Night Ninja was a wee lad, he loved to make slime, especially sticky slime, and fill a bunch of empty fish tanks with it. That's important. Okay, anyway, hey, later on he met some show named Sensei Wu, who saw some potential in him as the Master of Darkness. But though he learned Spinjitzu, he later abandoned the idea of helping shows, and went to be evil and brag about his skills, even using all the super sticky slime he made as a weapon, and naming it Sticky Splat. Pretty much all, in terms of backstory. Night Ninja wants to show every show he's the best at everything. Even though he knows Spinjitzu, he still rarely gets involved in battle and just uses his henchmen, the Ninjalinos, to do the dirty work. In fact, he actually is never seen to use Spinjitzu by any show except Wu. As Wu has never actually taken Night Ninja turning evil any bit seriously, thus never mentioning him to the good ninja. So Night Ninja's opponents are the PJ Masks, who he thinks would be easy to take out without Spinjitzu. He's always wrong! He is very arrogant and haughty, whatever that word means, and more or less treats the Ninjalinos as nothing more than henchmen, even though deep down he does really love them, shown in some episodes. He actually may be quite bad at some things, but he actually has quite the talent for art, and actually has made a giant statue of himself. Actually happened in the series. This is the best I could do with the me. Like, definitely not super accurate, but it exists. And the name actually fit as long as I squished the two words together. Now the next confirmed character. Vector the Pincurchin. This little guy is meant to show up as the main villain in an IShy movie that I'll be planning to release. He's at some point. Okay. Here's the backstory. He had, a life, living in a cave on the Isle of Armor, minding his own business. Except, he was released by his trainer when he was born, because the trainer was breeding for a shiny Pincurchin, and Vector wasn't shiny. He was just a regular Pincurchin, not even a hidden ability. So he was released, and even though he was now a wild Pincurchin, he gave himself a nickname, which is obviously Vector. Anyway, one day he was relaxing in his cave home when a trainer came riding her bike through the cave and ran into him. She questioned if he was a shiny, but when the shiny sparkles didn't happen, the trainer got furious and sent out her Glade in an attempt to KO him. But the Glade's only attacking move other than False Swipe was Reversal, and it was at full HP, and on top of Vector's high defense, the move only left a quite noticeable scar. The trainer then put her Glade back in its Pokeball and said, "Nope, I'm not dealing with this," and left. Vector was furious. Because of this, this was the second time he had something bad happen to him because his mouth wasn't orange. He didn't know what to do until he saw a raid den with something in it, and he thought, maybe I should eat some of those candies. I see trainers feed their Pokemon. So he did. He got all the XP candies and rare candies he could find, and soon reached level 100, but he still didn't have a plan to go against Team IShy until he met a Solrock on the beach, who was depressed because no show liked him due to his trainer's stupid decisions. As a raid assistant, you know who I'm talking about. So Vector decided to give him a better moveset in return for being his partner in crime. Solrock agreed, and together they successfully captured all of Team IShy and whoever was with them. But Solrock abandoned the dark side when Vector went to the point of trapping them in a bunch of Cocoa Puffs. Really, a part of the comic. Solrock enlisted the help of the other raid 8 NPC Pokemon and the Team IShy member they couldn't capture, Hermione Granger. And with that much power, Vector was defeated, but then every show had to escape the little mini-island because it was about to get blown up by a bunch of Voltorb, which they did escape. And though Vector was arrested, he apologized for everything, and trainer Alina Shy apologized to him for attacking him that day. Vector and Solrock even became pen pals. It was a happy ending. Sorry I spoiled the whole plot. For a pincurchin, Vector is not a force to be reckoned with, since he's level 100 and was born with perfect IVs in every stat. So he's actually quite powerful. He is very hot-headed and will overreact about the smallest things, but in the end, he's actually very nice as long as you don't mess with him. Here's our me of him, and I'll see you later in part 3. Or 4? Yeah, part 4.